You know what it is, baby. We back at it. Still got my man E Hall in the building. Hopefully y'all just watched the podcast. But we gonna get right into it. Skid's got some stuff he wanna get off. You know what I mean? Speak on in Hollywood.
You know it, your boy Hollywood Skids. Real quick, New Edition was in town first. You know, I just want to let y'all know the vibe they left, man. It's always great when they come in town. Gives Boston a little oomph that
Shout
we
out
need,
to
you know what I
NE,
mean?
man. Tore the garden up.
Yep, definitely. So every time they're in town, you know what I'm saying, they give the Boston a little spark, man, and we should take that and ride with that momentum.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the NE tour, you know what I'm saying, Bobby Brown, Johnny Gill, you know what I'm saying.
Look them up. They're traveling to a city near you.
Exactly.
Please do.
Exactly. But we're gonna get into what's going on. That's mostly in the media right now. That war in Ukraine. I'm gonna be real brief with it. Just want to touch on it because it does affect everybody. As you know, Russia's invaded Ukraine, and brief history on that is Russia just wants Ukraine back a part of the old USSR before the Cold War. That's all it is. It's just a straight up invasion. But I don't think anyone should invade any country and cause as much conflict and horror and murder as Russia's doing right now with Ukraine. Even though I'm not a big fan of Ukrainians, is what I'll call them, because they're not treating our people like we should be treated at the border. Us trying to escape from Ukraine to go to Poland, you know what I'm saying, some of the other NATO, some of the other NATO countries. They're giving us a lot of shit, like treating us like third class citizens, like they treat us here, and they're making us last to leave Ukraine to go into Poland, and that's from Poland to Ukraine. Blocking this, Ukrainians, Poland, like they're treating us bad, but that's another day, another topic. But just want to briefly let you all know what's going on in the news, because that's all over the news right now.
And speaking on that too, definitely agree. And I'm praying for the families on all sides.
Right.
There's a lot of family members. There's a lot of people that we have that's part of that war, and I just want to say, prayers to everybody. Hopefully, everybody make it home to their family safely.
Right.
And the way they're doing, people of African descent at those borders and stuff like that, throwing them old pieces of bread and stuff, feeding them last, letting them boil last. It's horrible.
Right.
But we definitely had to speak on that because it's what's going on. And
shit. How much you paying for gas out there?
Prices going up. Prices going up.
Yeah, it affects everybody.
But again, we know that's a deep topic and a subject that we're all privy of, and we don't want to dwell on it. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or promote anybody else's feelings or views. So, with that being said, like we always do, it's time to start our podcast off. Hollywood Skizzle got something for you guys, man. What's the drink of the day? What's
drink of the day today? I call it that green whiskey, man. Shit,
the Green Monster? The
green
Finway?
whiskey,
Oh, you said green whiskey.
We keep coming with this new shit, y'all. So
so
let me explain it and let me make one for you guys. You know what I'm saying? This is called green whiskey. You get your green tea, Angry Apple Orchard. Ooh,
is that green too?
That makes the difference. Oh, man, this is the Hulk out this bitch. And it's pecan rye whiskey.
You ain't you got to turn the bottle to the kid. Yeah, you go.
My fault. Yeah, come on. Drink with me. I'm already drunk.
See, from drinking all that green juice.
First, you put the green tea in.
That's a start.
Right, my dude. That's how you work with me. The Angry Orchard. Shit, I can't open this bitch. Like, can you help me out, cuz? I was that nigga in the hood who couldn't use the lighter and all that shit. I niggas used to pop them shits open.
You're supposed to be able to pop that thing with anything, a Coke,
I know, cuz.
A lighter.
I need a Section 8 motherfucker to help me out with that.
Listen, I ain't too proud.
That's a big.
Not tonight.
Put that in. That's the taste, guys.
That's what she said.
This is definitely the taste. Just remember the ingredients. gonna put this to the side. This is not
Green
part of the
tea,
show.
Angry Apple Orchard.
There you go. Good look. You might be a
Old
host next
man
week.
whiskey.
Yep.
And then pecan pie. Oh, what's it called?
Old
That's
man
a riddle.
Texas
That's
vibe.
a Put that in to top it off. Boom, bop, 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 bop.
So we got pecan pie, green apple, ginger ale.
See how
and-
green that
go.
is? See how green that
I
is?
got the spoon. It ain't green.
You need some
but
food
you know
colors
what
or
I'm
something. We're gonna call it green whiskey.
saying?
Right,
It's
right,
a metaphor. Don't worry about what's going on here.
Now,
Come
do
on,
you put a
y'all.
dollar bill in that mug to make it a little more green, or? All right, well, let's give it
I
the
had one earlier. Come on, cheers. E, you still got the drink from the first
Nah,
podcast.
refill. It's a refill, man. It's a refill.
Yo, man, it's to the Skiddo. It's to the
so
Master
to
Cover
you.
Master
Podcast,
covered,
man.
man.
Master Cover Podcast, drink of the
There
day,
you
man,
go.
as always, baby.
I
Woo!
take my Coke and ice.
But we dealing with short time today, so we're gonna go into that All-Star weekend. Wasn't very impressed, but we'll go over what the weekend Saturday winners are going with the dunk contest. The fucking most boring, man. I don't even think we're gonna talk about this shit, but we'll talk about the winner, Obi Toppin from the Knicks. He won that shit, but we had Karl Anthony Towns win the 3-point contest. That was decent. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
It was a decent,
yeah,
little bit of entertainment. We also had Evan Mobley winning the skills challenge. But the game itself, Team LeBron against Team Durant, I think that game goes down in history as one of the better games for the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? They really balled in the fourth quarter. And have we ever seen a performance like that from anybody that Steph Curry gave?
Well, Steph killed
Curry.
it with the 3-point, 16 3-pointers made.
Come on, Cuzzo.
But he still didn't reach the record 52. But either way, but no, I like the format that they changed it to, where now they're playing each quarter for charity, because now I see that the teams, instead of just having a highlight show all the way through to the fourth quarter, and then they start tightening it up, each quarter now is a little better. Like you see it's tensing up.
Right.
So they start off a little lollygag and whatever, but I like the format of each quarter, money going towards those charities. It seems like the teams are more invested each quarter. But then that fourth quarter, it definitely seems like they be balling a lot better. So I like the realm that they're in right now, man. And it was nice to watch. But like you said, Steph put on the show, 16 3-pointers made. Record, he damn near doubled. The record was 9 before that.
Right.
Yeah, it was good to watch, man. But on the dunk contest, my gosh, they got to do something better.
Yeah, that was like
Was that bad?
That was like Charles White could
I
have
was
won
gonna say
that shit.
I was gonna say the same shit. Yo,
Charles White been dunking in fucking Timbs.
Tim's. That's what I was saying. Well, when your man went to put the Tim's on,
Yeah, that's it. That
when your
was
man,
I
highlight.
didn't follow it, man.
oh, what's his name too? And your man, son,
Cole Anthony, right?
Cole
That's
Anthony.
what the dunk did. Yeah.
Cole Anthony put the Timbs on and went and did a dunk, and it looked sloppier than Chip will wake up out of his bed, man,
And
put
come
the Timbs
down,
on
come
and
down
do the
Houston
same
sleepy
dunk,
and
man.
fucking dunk.
So,
Tank top on in the winter.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Shout out to my man Chip.
But you know we had to speak on that, man. But like now,
Was that bad, fellas?
the All
It was
Stars
horrible. I mean,
I'm not even mad I didn't see it, man.
dunk contest was horrible.
itself was horrible.
Horrible.
But
But now, man. Now stand with the NBA type of thing. Your man Ja, like even Kev G, shout out to Kev G, put something on Facebook earlier. Where's Ja
told you,
Moran
Kev
at?
G, that motherfucking topic you put out earlier this week, it was actually yesterday with who's better in their prime, AI, John Moran,
or
or
Derrick
D.
Rose.
We're not gonna go into it,
Right.
Kev, but you'll be on here in the
Facts,
future.
facts,
you know what I'm
KG.
saying?
You know we
To
coming
give
to
your opinion.
ATL soon,
But,
baby.
That Jay Moran, if you look at our past podcast, I told you about this nigga. This motherfucker MVP.
Of
MVP
what?
this year. Or the NBA. Right now, as we talk.
See,
And if not, he's not too far behind Joel Embiid and
See, I'm gonna
Chicago.
throw this.
What's,
I'm DeMar DeRozan. I'm gonna throw out these numbers
he's right
real
there
quick.
with them.
I'm gonna throw out these numbers real quick.
Go
Ja
out- go out the
27.6, 5.9
Hold
rebounds.
on, what?
This is Ja. 27.6,
Yep.
points, 5.9 rebounds, 6.6 assists, 49.8% field goal percentage. Embiid, 29.8, 11.1 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 49.4 field goal percentage. DeMar DeRozan, 28.2, 5.3 rebounds, 5 assists, 51% field goal percentage. The Joker, 25.4 scoring, 13.8 rebounds, damn near 14 rebounds. Might as well say 14 rebounds. 8 assists, Joker, 56% shooter. Now, record-wise, Chicago's second right now behind Miami Heat. They keep fluctuating, whatever. Right. Ja numbers third, fighting Golden State in the West. But my sleeper, I like Ja. Ja's nice and all of that. But, dog, we got to give DeMar DeRozan some love. I think DeMar. Embiid, I wouldn't be mad if they gave it Embiid, but Joker even having a better season than he had last year, and he won it last year. But true talk, DeMar DeRozan, man, if he wasn't in Chicago, if he was on Philly, if he was on Memphis, he was on anything other than, they'd be sitting up here like, yo, DeMar DeRozan's damn sure enough the champion. But so what you feel, Josh should get that?
What's your argument if Ja Morant gets it? What's your argument? Like, well, is he equal?
No. Ja probably finished 4th or 5th in the standings. I'm pretty sure he's gonna finish.
Crazy as drinking today.
Listen, I doubt that boy gonna get further than that, but I think they're gonna give it to Embiid. They've been wanting to give it to Embiid.
And just remember, he's the highlight film of the NBA. Like that matters too. Like he brings money to the NBA. He's the best highlight film person we have right now with the dunks he does. Like, so that adds to what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
And this is why DeMar's not getting a lot of love, and we ain't gonna spend too much more time on it. DeMar is that killer, that 12 foot. Yo, he gets to a spot, bang, bang. Because he ain't sitting up there highlight reels, dunking on everybody. They act like his numbers are not comparable or better. And the East is better than the West. And yo, to be the number 1, number 2 seed in the East, that's major.
East is better than the West.
Zach LaVine.
Phoenix got the best record in the league, right?
Top to bottom, East is better than the West. The West is after 1, 2, 3 in the West. Where do you go?
No, I hear you, but you know,
so
what I'm saying? Short on top, but yeah,
1 through 7 in the East. Crazy. It's a lot more difficult. But like I said, we ain't gonna spend a lot of time. We did that sports thing, man. But you know what time we moving to, dog?
Ooh, we going to what makes us us, right, JD?
You know it.
Mask it all off. Mass uncovered question of the day.
And this is good that we have E in the building.
Are you still here?
Because yeah. But like, you know, we had to touch on those few topics,
I didn't
man.
see you after third drink.
But yo,
I'm just doing coke, man.
Yeah.
Coke and ice.
Coke.
Whoa. That's a different ball game.
Coke.
I'm talking about Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Coca-Cola and ice.
All right, yeah, God.
Homemade whiskey down there.
I thought you trying to sell an 8-ball out this bitch.
This is actually fabulous of what the question of the day is. And there's different ways to format it or to come up with the actual question. But along the lines of this, and y'all can hear it this way first, okay? If inner city kids got a chance to travel, would they change their mindset of trying to do more or be better than they are? And this is great because we just had
great question,
a nice podcast where we talk about trying to empower inner city youth and things like that. And I'll begin with this idea of when I was, young and being a peer leader and things like that, taking trips to different parts, doing little summer camp trips or whatever, like Athol, Maine and stuff like that, like South Athol. But either way, taking trips, it was like, wow, there's something outside the bricks. But I seen people that stayed in the city, that's all they seen. Like some people never left Roxbury. Some people never left Dorchester. Some
Dudley Station in.
I seen several people go away to college. I seen several people go away to the Army. Right. And like just meeting people, seeing different backgrounds, getting to know a different lifestyle. And definitely shout out to my family, man, the Mugar family, John O'Connor and them. Like they have cabins up in New Hampshire, Mount Washington and stuff, and I was able to, go up there for the summer for, a weekend or two and bring my family up there and to sit on the lake peaceful and to see stars in the sky. It made me think that man, I ain't seen a star in the sky in the projects ever in the Bean. And I done been in all them projects.
That was cricket, but they was out there.
Yeah.
Stars,
Might have been. Well, you see stars. You see stars in front of you, like stars driving cars, Lexuses, and all of that. But you ain't see stars in the sky.
They was
But
up there, nigga.
so
You're too paranoid to look up.
All your customers were short. You never looked.
yeah,
They
I
look
look
too paranoid to look up. That's what it was.
You might have looked like a star to them customers, like they're my star. Nah, but like being on some real, like definitely I love it, but. That's what really made me spark this type of idea, this conversation, because I always felt deeply. I have family members, I have peers that I always felt that, man, if they got a chance to go to college, if they got a chance to go to if the charisma that they have, the character that they have, they can meet somebody and like, not to say they have to be Caucasian, whatever, but you can meet somebody that, okay, you know what, I love this, and you know what, my father wanted to spark an idea that you have. I have so many peers that have so many great ideas. How can you turn an 8-ball into a Kid Coke? I hate to bring it down to that, but like that's a business mindset. No,
You
I'm just saying.
me?
No. But just the business mindset of somebody that has nothing, and in the world they really don't have nothing. But to us in the inner city, if you have a nice car, if you have an apartment of your own at 18, that you did more. So just imagine if we open up more doors. Imagine if they see more. If they said, "Wow, I could actually create like a computer chip, or I could actually get into real estate, things of that nature." That's why I said this is the best conversation to have somebody like you on. And I don't want to dominate it right now, but that's just where the idea is coming from. And how do you feel about that? Either one of y'all could jump in.
I just want to share, man. Really, man, that's what it's all about. That's one of the things that I believe saved me. And when I say the neighborhood house saved us, remember they had trips. My first experience with the HBCU was Lena Park took a group of us on a bus to see the HBCUs.
Perfect.
Other than that, I would have never seen a historically black college in my life. But they took us, all we had to pay a small fee for the bus, a small fee for the hotel, and everything was included. And that experience for me let me see that the world was bigger than Orchard Park.
Willie James was over there too.
You already know.
Lena
No, he was at Lena Park, because Orchard Park was a smaller Lena Park.
Exactly.
So it was all Lena Park. But they took us away. We got to see different things. And I got to experience of seeing something different. So now, and one of the things my uncle shared me years ago, he said, the best education is a vacation. So when I got to see different places, man, and go to the South and see the HBCUs, that helped me, man.
Wait. You might have to let that breathe 2 seconds.
No doubt.
What you say?
He said the best education is the vacation.
And who said that to you?
One of my uncles. He said that. Like,
I told you that.
Nah, you remember that was kids on Blizzard. He said, go see other stuff. Go see other places.
Uncle Clown and
travel. You know what I'm saying? And that really helped,
nature.
man, understand that.
It is.
And so when our kids get out of town, that's why I say, take our young people somewhere where they can experience being by a lake, or being somewhere quiet where they can go canoeing and do different things that you don't see in the city. And the reason we didn't see those stars, it was too paranoid to look up because we were doing crime. We wasn't looking up at nothing. We was looking straight ahead, behind you. So there was stars up there. We just didn't.
Was on the
Can you imagine me walk around looking up all day like, look at the stars.
You get hit.
You got hit there.
You miss a play looking at a star.
Play, you hit your throat.
$3 for $50. You
Now,
gave
what you
me
think?
$40.
What you think, Hollywood?
But anyway, I think leaving and going abroad, like my daughter, she graduated. I'm not making it about me or my daughter. She graduated from Boston Latin, BU, got a master's at Northeastern.
Wow, congrats.
What sparked her was going to London for last year in Latin Academy, going abroad.
See?
Just her mindset was just changed because she learned a different culture. So if people in the hood could learn a different culture, you come back and forget about all this little bullshit, and it could change a lot of lives. Like, motherfucker from the hood gang banging, you take him to London and take him to, that's another country, then another state. They'll come back and forget about all this bullshit that's going on and just want to better themselves. So definitely traveling abroad, traveling state to state, not even another country.
I was going to say just even New Hampshire.
Just another state, absolutely.
That's a whole different vacation in New Hampshire.
It can change your mindset 100%.
I know T-Mac wanted to comment on that. I spoke to her earlier. What do you have to say?
T-Mizzy!
I mean, I think it's very it can be very impactful for people to go to different countries, different states to kind of experience different things. But I also want to add to that is we all came up in a generation of, despite kind of what's going on with Bill Cosby today, but we all came up in a generation of watching the Cosby Show. So just even sometimes watching something can inspire you to want to, be something or do something or, imagine that, wow, this could possibly be a reality. I think that's very important to show those images and be able to have those experiences so that you can hopefully see. Will it impact everybody? No. There will be some kids that don't really appreciate or take in or understand or learn from what they're seeing, but there will be some kids that it will spark, an idea like, wow, I didn't realize people actually live like this, or I thought you had to have a lot of money to live like this, and they will be able to take something away from that and be able to, have a different mind frame of, what they are currently experiencing. But also to add to that, it could also have a deficit to the individual because, we have to be honest here. A lot of the way that we grow up thinking about ourselves and what our capabilities are also our surroundings and people that raise us. So if you grow up in an environment or a household where you're told you could never, be certain things, and now you see that, you still may not feel that you're able to accomplish it because you don't have the support that comes along with that. It's a lot of us are first generation college kids. My parents didn't go to college, but I did. But I got support, even if it wasn't financial support, because my parents didn't have all the money in the world, but it was moral support that I needed in that journey. It was a lot of new things that I was learning that they had never experienced, so they weren't able to offer me any kind of examples of I went when I was in college and I went here and this is my experience. I can give that to I've given that to my kids.
Right.
This is what you can kind of prepare yourself for because I've walked down that road. But that's also a scary territory to be the first generation of either someone that went to college or someone that went to the military or the first person in your family that actually got married. Anything different outside of the norm can be very, scary in the beginning. But, it's all on at some point what the person wants for themselves and what they see themselves as having, and I think it's very important to show that you don't have to become what you were raised.
Well, what I would say along those lines is not a lot of us, especially when you're in the inner city and like you spoke on earlier, if I have to feed my younger brothers and sisters, like not saying that's my circumstance, what have you, but I'm not sitting in front of a TV. I don't have the option to see those, although I think it's important to see those individuals that look like us, that's doing things bigger and better. Of course, the world's better today, I feel, than it used to be. Like we have more minorities in position of powers. Like actually, even in Chicago, I was watching Chicago Bulls earlier, and the general manager is African American. We go down the lines of seeing now minorities in position of power, what have you. So to see that, I think it's a little different, like when you feel it, like when you're a part of it. Like, so for me, and I'm only speaking for my experience, so I love what you're saying, that makes a lot of sense, and just to see it means a lot to some.
Right.
For me, to take me out of that environment, to like literally like a day trip to go to bumping cars in Tewksbury, I believe it was. We had a day trip, like you get on a little van, they gave us the little summer van, 8 a.m. you back by like 4 or 5. I had the best day ever. Like, yo, you kind of forgot about all, but then you was right back into that environment. It's like, but still, like while you're sitting in that environment, I still had that idea of like, wow, there's something more. There's something else out there. Like that feeling that I had earlier. Now when you're back sitting in it, you're like, well, damn, I have this feeling now, but this ain't the only feeling I could have. So I think it's really impactful to have kids see different things. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I get from Tammy when she
T-Mac.
she's talking about T-Mac, I'm listening to you and shit. What I get from Tammy, T-Mac, from the Cosby Show is we're talking about going abroad or going to a different country. What she just said was just more deeper. Like, some people can't afford to go to another country, another city, but your mind can go somewhere else. And that's what the Cosby Show, to me,
Facts.
what I interpreted from what she said
Facts.
is my mind took a trip because I can't go. I can't afford it. So when I watch the Cosby Show, I'm like, okay, damn, I can be this. I can be a doctor and a lawyer in a black household and raise 3 kids to become successful too and still have a fucked up one and still, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the fucked up one was like the hood, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it can still be deficiencies.
But like I said, that's so important.
You can take trips without going.
No, but that's, if you listen to what I said, the facts. Like,
No, I'm just saying what I got out of what she said.
And I said I
saying.
definitely agree with that. And you just expounded on exactly what she said. My thing was, if you listen to what I was saying, is that what about the people that don't have an opportunity to sit in front of the TV? So in other words, the kid that, okay, I have to get out here in the streets and make it happen. I'm not watching the show. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, is that I'm not saying.
Well, I'm not taking away from anything you said. I'm just saying what I felt. Yeah, I agree with
and like
you
I said, I doubled
this
down
is my
on that.
thought.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't change your thought.
If you change it over, I think at the end of it, the root of it is exposure. Our kids need exposure. No matter
However,
how many of y'all seen Lifestyles of Rich and Famous? No. How many of y'all ever watched the Lifestyles of Rich and Famous?
Oh, facts.
The whitest show on the crib, even crib,
Yeah.
the lifestyle, man. You're seeing the luxurious cars and the Robin Leach. None of us can relate to Robin Leach, but we all dreamed when we saw that show.
Didn't we?
Facts.
What?
Facts.
No, I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
And that might fuck
So
us
you
up.
be like, yo, it did. Like, yo, people live like that. We gotta share beds
Jim
and shit.
Jones is talking dumb shit. Yeah.
But actually, to double down on what T Mac was saying, when we watched the Robin Leach, like how you were saying, all right, so we watched the Robin Leach, we felt that was so far fetched that it kind of, we watched it and then got rid of it. So with the Cosby Show, we watched it and it stuck more. So I agree, like like we're all saying the same thing. We're not debating that. I think that the Cosby Show stuck like grits. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I also wanted to add that I think.
All right, but like I was saying now.
But I also think it's important to add within this conversation is, what's needed because now at this point you're talking about the possibility of a dream for a child. So where do you go for a resource? Like if your household resources are limited, people in your house are not talking the same way you do. They're not thinking about what you're thinking about. Where do you go? And I think it's very important for, at this point, the school system to step up. Those guidance counselors that are supposed to be there to be able to kind of walk kids through the process of college applications and financial aid forms. Like, that stuff can be very confusing.
Of course.
And you may not have a parent at home that's able to help with that, even know what you're talking about or anything. So, or even a teacher, or to even like I'm gonna put you on the forefront of having a mentor.
Absolutely.
Someone that you have, whether it's someone from school or your church that you can talk to, that is able to
A basketball coach.
anyone in a position that's actually able to show you how to get to where you want your dream to be. Because once your dream forms, it's now okay.
How do I make this reality?
How do I make this happen? And I think it's important to have those people
that you need those.
actually do that.
And I want to just piggyback because one of the biggest challenges I saw.
You need a seat on the table.
One of the biggest challenges I saw was that when you help young people say they come to your
Move
program.
over and let us sit down anytime.
Come on, Tim. Stop hiding your talents.
So
that's an injustice what you're doing. They need to know who's talking, who's saying this.
When I saw the show, I told you, who was that in the back?
Yeah.
It was you. I'm like, who was that lady speaking? I was like, but it was you. But always giving valuable information. But one of the biggest challenges is you can have a wonderful program, and one of the things that stinks is the kids can come to you and you give them greatness,
say
and you giving them program, and you giving them resources and all that.
stinks,
Then they go home to a terrible environment, and everything you've given them is almost like
Right.
null and void. So it's a double. It's for that kid. It becomes emotionally confusing. Like, man, I'm getting support over here. At home, I'm being told I ain't shit.
Yeah,
But over here, they tell me I'm great. I've experienced it. And it's like,
You
that's deep.
man.
like
You just,
And all you know,
you
you like,
just
man,
hit
how
a
do
vein.
we break that? It's tough, man. 'Cause
Right,
these kids
didn't he?
are,
Right.
and most of them are brilliant, man,
That's
when they
why
go
it's
home
so
to environments.
vein.
And a lot of times they can be a broken parent,
Yeah,
parents
right.
that are broken, so they continue to break the kids.
But when
And,
you
and
look
they're
at
broken
but-
because
yeah,
they
but-
don't know any
I was
better.
gonna
Like,
say,
Right,
yo,
absolutely.
but that's what I was
you
gonna say. It
always
goes back to
blame
the
your parents, and you don't know what they've been through. You don't know what their parents taught
Absolutely.
them. They don't know shit either.
But this
So
is
it's
a perfect. This is a
generational.
perfect scenario.
9
You
minutes,
just
guys.
said the story earlier. People got to go back and watch the. Hopefully, y'all watched the interview earlier when you said about the hand.
Absolutely. You're
So
doing what you
what
said
you're
everybody else do.
taught. So
The
like
conditioning.
you said, my parents, good, bad, and different. I won't ever knock my parents for that. They knew what they knew. They did what they did. So, this is one of the hardest things to do as a child, or even when you become a young adult, and then even an adult, to say, I don't have to listen to what they are showing me, what somebody's teaching me. That's one of the hardest things to do.
It comes to the point
and
of
then-
personal responsibility. I don't care how you cut the cake.
Right, but like we can't just gloss over the fact that there hasn't been many generations that's been in the projects having kids at 15 and 16 for shits and giggles. We know that there are people that you just follow suit. Like you said, once you follow up the chain, you're like, yo, why you live in the project? Oh, because this is what they offer me. And then that just got passed down. So we know these people. We know that. So now, what sparked the interest in us? What made us change? We bucked the norm. So let's not just sit up here and like act like everybody should think or act like us. It's a harder decision.
It's very
It's like
Buck the norm. That should be
yeah,
a book.
right, but it's not as easy that we may portray it to be. And like for us, it might have been a TV show, it might have been a trip, it might have been something that sparked something. And that's what we said. Damn, it might have been a grandparent that said, you know, you could do better, be better, and
But to go back to what we started off as saying, going abroad or as traveling makes us better, or does it
just
help?
getting out the innocent.
Mind, body, soul,
It does.
traveling does make us a better
It can help.
person
It can make you-
I agree.
if you listen.
It can.
And-
You want to push up
Yeah,
on
so I
T-Max?
just kind of want to end it, my original statement with kind of just adding, I think at a certain point, everyone gets to a crossroad in their life. They're going to make a decision, whether they're going to go right or left.
Absolutely.
And both choices may be bad, or there may be a good choice and there may be a bad choice on either side. But I think that, like you said, in a situation where you have, you live in a bad environment, your parents are not supportive, but then you go to school and you have teachers that are encouraging you. At some point, it becomes your decision whether or not you're gonna tune out what's happening at home to, really focus on what the teachers are saying, or the opposite way, you're gonna tune out the teachers to focus on what your parents are saying. So I think I think the whole issue is, if you see it, it needs to be available to us. I know still people today that have never left the house that they grew up in, and they're almost 50 years old. They only know that environment.
How about the
Change
project
is
building?
scary to people.
Fact.
People are
Right.
afraid to change.
Enslaved
Right.
They don't know
mindset.
how
Right.
they're able to live. What
But
are they
that's
gonna
all
do?
they know.
They don't have their support. They just can't fathom,
Right.
being out there on their own and making their own decision. So it does at some point become a choice, but I think it's very necessary to have programs and people that are out there showing someone something different. Whatever that something different is, as long as it's positive,
Absolutely.
that can hopefully, you may not spark everybody, but if you just spark one
Spark
person
one.
Man, you just sparked me. But definitely, man, we definitely like. We love that y'all tuning in, man, and y'all definitely got to stay tuned to everything we saying, man. We always want to put a feather in the. I don't know if y'all been watching the Wheel of Fortune where they couldn't even get the damn answer, feather in the cap, hat, mat, whatever. But yo,
Please
for real,
comment.
man.
Please support.
Yeah,
You
and
know what I'm saying? If you're seeing this tonight, you definitely have to have an opinion. So just write your comment, put your comment on. We'll look at it. Like, come on, like, don't just stay stagnant. Like,
Yeah.
we out here
And-
for a
Yes,
reason.
they respond to it. That's it.
Respond to it.
Yo,
Like it, dislike
But we
it.
definitely want to say
Say I
thanks
want to
to.
smack Skiz in the
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, we definitely appreciate y'all sticking around, man.
Don't
We
do that.
appreciate our guests coming in, man. As always, please stay tuned, man. We only getting better, man. Be a part of us growing, man. Mask and Cover Podcast. Hit us up on all platforms. We ain't got to say it no more, baby. Hit us up, man. Game.